Razzle dazzle. We are live.
Let's check the group. Make sure everything's going.
I'm pumped. I feel like we need intro music. That's what we need. We need a little jingle or intro.
We do. We'll get that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this should be catching up to the group here any second as far as our stream. If you are watching this live, will you drop a comment and tell us where you're from? We'll introduce ourselves in just a second, but if you can, tell us where you're from. Jason and I just took a trip, super spontaneous, to Miami for a business conference, and we were literally walking to lunch, and we thought, man, I wish we knew someone from the Kara group that lived here in Miami that we could just pop and have lunch with really quick. So drop a comment. Melbourne, Florida. Oh my goodness. Okay, next time we're down in Florida, we're gonna have to figure something out. Just to stay connected with you guys and to see you in person and to get to know you and see your hometowns or whatever it is. Like, we would love to kind of know who's where. So as we go out and travel, we can see you guys and actually get to know you, because that would kind of be the best. We'd love to take y'all out to lunch or dinner or whatever if we're in your city or in your town. So jumping in with introductions, because this group has grown so much since the last time I think we did a live. We are right at 950-ish members. We're getting close to that 1,000 mark. And I don't think we've done a live since probably closer to 300 or 400. We posted trainings and content for you. Chicago. All right. I have no problem taking a trip up to Chicago. That's awesome. That would be a good one. We're in St. Louis, Missouri. So Chicago's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. But we haven't done a live in a while. We've done trainings, but not a live. And we just got back from a digital marketing intensive, and it just really stirred in us how much we want to continue and jump back into showing up for you guys. The value and content that was given away at this intensive just was humbling and overwhelming and exciting all at the same time. And I thought, man, like, this group of Investor Carrot fans deserves this. They deserve this same type of content. And so we want to show up and give that to you guys. So quick introductions. My name is Danielle, and this is Jason. I think I pointed the wrong way. You gonna say hey?
Which way? Yeah, that way. No.
Say hey.
There we go. Yes, Jason Moss. This is my wife, Danielle. Yeah, I've been doing SEO for 10 years now, I think it is.
Yeah.
Had our agency for about actually 7 years as of yesterday. Facebook memories reminded me of that. So yeah, this is what we love to do. We've been working with real estate investors for a very long time, several years. And this is what we do. It's fun. It's fun helping you guys out, finding solutions to ranking in Google, getting you more leads, getting you more properties. That's what we do.
Yep. So we are exclusive to real estate investors. We only work with you guys. Like Jason said, we've been working with real estate investors for years, but we also had clients in other niches as well. But we felt so passionate about how much we can impact the lives of real estate investors because of one client that we had when we were a very general agency. We had a client who has taken his business to multi-million dollars in real estate, rentals and flips, in a very competitive market. And when we saw what that did for his family, we realized what a privilege it is to get to do this and how powerful it is to get to do this. And at that point in time, we decided to work exclusively with you guys. So that's a little bit about us. You're going to see our faces popping up in here a lot more coming up. We're committed to you guys. We want to do things that are it's going to give you action items to move your business forward, if that makes sense. So the first thing I want to jump into is, what the heck is this thing? Like, why are we live right now? What is this overhyped girl on caffeine doing on my feed at 8 in the morning? This is what we're committed to. We are going to show up here every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time to bring you a piece of education and one simple takeaway task that you can use to move your business forward. And guys, this is always free. asking questions in this group is free. Messaging us is free. Connecting with people in here, it's free. Like, these are resources that no matter if you're 10 days in the game or 10 years in the game, we want this to be here for you. We've seen so many clients in this group, or I'm sorry, not clients, but members of this group grow their business just from the free tips and tricks that we've offered. And that's amazing. That's the best feeling in the world when you're able to help someone move their business forward. So the question is, what the heck do we name this thing? What the heck do you want us to call this? We've come up with a couple ideas and it's falling flat. So you guys are the subject matter experts of real estate investing. What would you call a Wednesday morning power hour that moves your business forward? So maybe we'll give away a gift card to someone who gives us the right inspiration. So if you have ideas, drop it in the comments and we'll throw a gift card at you if you inspire us, because we're stumped on what to call this thing. But regardless, it will be every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. At the end, we will do one action item for you to take and apply to your business. If you complete that action item, you will be entered in a giveaway by entering a comment that you've completed that action item. And this is the coolest part. Every week, we are going to give away a press release, a syndicated press release. Basically, this is a write-up, like a media press release about anything you want to talk about your business. So you can pick the topic, whether you just hit a new goal, you're launching in a new market, you hired a new acquisitions manager, whatever topic you want to cover, we'll have the press release professionally written and syndicated out to the top news sites. Guys, this is huge for your SEO. Like, this builds massive amounts of online authority for you, gives you something great and easy for content. And it also gives you the ability to have a credibility banner on your website if you choose to, because this press release will be featured on top news sites. So make sure you join us every Wednesday. Watch our quick little training, do the action item, comment when you've done it, and you'll be entered to win that press release that we're giving away every week. So first and foremost, our goal with today is to set a baseline that everyone is on the same page. We don't want to jump into something high-end, high technical right now. We want to make sure that everyone that's serious about moving their business forward gets the base level support that they need. So today we're jumping into your Google My Business. I know it seems so elementary for so many people, but we do dozens of audits every single week. And I cannot tell you how many times I'm doing an audit, and the first thing I see is there is not a Google My Business claimed. And I think it comes to one of two things. One, it's outside of people's comfort zones to claim their Google My Business because it is kind of techy. Or two, they just don't understand the implication of what it is to have or to not have your Google My Business. And one of the main reasons we're bringing this up is because back in May, Google had a major algorithm shift, and I will probably booger saying that word up a dozen times, so you can make fun of me. It's totally fine. But Google had a major algorithm shift that flipped a lot of small businesses upside down and inside out. So Jace, why don't you tell them a little bit about what happened in this algorithm update, how it's kind of impacting what we're seeing for our clients, and then we'll kind of dig into what they can do and get that action step out there for them.
Sure. So yeah, like Danielle was saying, we had a big update back in May, and this is what Google calls is a Google Core update. The last one was in November of 2021, so they don't happen too often, but they are very, very big updates when Google basically updates everything. Okay. This last core update focused mainly on authority signals. Okay. So I'll be honest with you, when these new updates come out, I really don't get nervous about them. There's a lot of guys that do get nervous out there, because they're wondering if Google's going to slap their website, take all their rankings away overnight and take their business away, basically. Right. But if you do SEO the right way, you don't really have to worry about these updates, okay? Because Google will actually reward you. And we've seen that in a lot of different instances. Some of our clients that are with us a very long time, they have good SEO now, and a lot of their rankings went up, okay? And a lot of, some of our clients that have only been with us maybe a month, we're still working on some of the things, the foundational things. A lot of those things, a lot of those rankings, we see fluctuations. They're going down, they're going up, they're dancing around, that type of thing. And we've waited, because that happened in May, right? We've waited to kind of see where things landed because nobody knows what these updates are going to do. If you get on the internet and Google, these core updates, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's running data, analytics. They're checking their rankings, checking all their clients. They're seeing what's happening, and they're all talking. Okay, that's what us SEO nerds do behind the scenes. It's crazy. Okay, so we put all this data together, and basically what this is all coming down to is authority signals, like I mentioned. And what does that mean exactly? That means basically your entire entity as a whole. You can't just be a website on the internet. You have to build an entity, an actual brand in Google's eyes, with a lot of different signals that are pointing back to you, that drives home that you are important, you are the authority, and Google should take notice and they should rank you. Does that kind of make sense?
Just to put that in layman's terms, so Jason is the technical part of the SEO. I'm the operations and logistics. So I speak regular people talk and he speaks the technical talk. So basically what he is saying is that during this this algorithm change, Google started looking at the bigger scope of your entire online presence and reputation. That's what he's talking about with reputation. It's not just your website anymore, the content on your website. It's how big is your presence online as a whole. That is your online authority. That is your online reputation. What places are you showing up online? How credible are you? Is your information consistent? Google looked at how big and credible you are and made adjustments to their algorithm and your rankings accordingly. Go ahead, keep going.
No, I mean, I was just going to go over next, some of the different things that you can do to build up your authority to kind of mitigate those fluctuations when these core algorithms happen. Okay. Because some of your basics, your real foundational basics are what we see all the time when we do these audits. That a lot of people do not have in place. Okay. And it might be just because you don't want to do it, or you might not know that you need to do it, or even where to start. Okay. And a lot of these things are building like your foundational items like citations, directories, social properties, all these different websites having your information on it that point back to you. So kind of breaking that down a little bit, what is a citation? What is a directory site? Okay, these are websites like Yelp, Manta, Yellow Pages, social properties. Everybody knows those like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, things like that. Even Trustpilot, Bing, and GMB, which is your Google My Business or Google Business Profile, as they call it now. These are all citations and directory sites. So that means any website that has your name, address, phone number on it. So your business name, your business address, your business phone number, it is sitting on that website. That is a citation back to you. Okay. And these usually contain all that information, maybe a little description about your website that tells, what you do, where you are, who you serve. And of course, it has a link back to your website as well. Okay, so these are all these supporting items, supporting websites that are pointing back to your website, okay, into your brand, making your full entity, okay, making you a stronger signal instead of just having one website and that's all the information that there is about you on the entire internet. You want a whole bunch of different websites that all have the same information pointing back to your website. Okay, does that make sense?
The biggest reason, guys, and again, this is building out your reputation. If Google is scrubbing and crawling and doing all of these things and they see your information on your website, they'll see your NAP, which is what we call your name, address, phone number. You'll hear us reference that term, your NAP. They see your NAP and then they're looking to see if they can piece anything else together, and they're scrubbing the entire World Wide Web. And they don't find that information anywhere else that matches your website. They go, this person's kind of sketchy. They're only showing up in this one place, this one site, and this one specific little bubble, versus if Google crawls and searches and they see, oh, okay, this person's on their website. Oh, and they're on Trustpilot, and they're on BBB, and they're on Trusted REI. Oh, and someone mentioned them in this blog post. Oh, and there was a press release about them on all these credible news sources. all of a sudden Google looks at you as the authority and as a very trustworthy, credible component on whatever it is you're trying to rank for in our niche here, real estate investing. So that's all of those pieces, those citations, directory listings, social profiles, build out that web online so that when Google is out looking for you, they see that you're very credible and you're the authority on what you're trying to rank for.
Yep. And I'll give you an example here. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. All right, because a lot of you might not know, or you might be asking yourself, well, do I have citations already? Do I have directory sites already? Do I need to really work on this right now? And there's tools out there that can help you with that. And you can even ask us, in the group, or message us, if you want us to run like a citation report for you. We can always help you out with that. We have tools that can do that. But just to give you an idea, let me share this real quick. Okay. And hopefully you can see it. Let me zoom in here. So what I have done is all I did is a search for our brand name, which is Moss Technologies REI Marketing Solutions. And as you can see over here on the right-hand side, we have our Google My Business. Okay. So this is your knowledge graph. It's fed from your Google business profile. Okay. Which has all the information about you. It has your business name, has your address, your hours, your phone number, where you're located. You can even add products. You can have people can ask you questions and you can answer them. Some of your reviews will pop up here, your description, Google post. All right. There's a lot of things that you can do with it, right? But also look over here in the organic side of things. Okay. And Danielle, can you see the screen? Okay.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So remember, all we did was a branded search for our company. All right. And you can go to Google. You can do this yourself. Just search your brand. And this is kind of what you want to look for. First off, obviously, you want your website popping up. Okay. So our website is right there, which is great. But then as you can see, we're listed over here on nextdoor.com. Okay, that would be a local citation or a local directory site that has our name, address, phone number on it and is pointing back to us. If we clicked on this and went to it, it has information about us and it has a link back to our website. If you come on down here, this is STL Today, which is a local newspaper, a local business here in St. Louis, which has an article. It's like a press release about us on here, and that was back in June of this year. So that's a huge ranking signal, okay? And it's a big citation directory site news article back to us. If you come on down, we have a social property. We have our LinkedIn, okay? And then another LinkedIn. And then we have our business site, which this is actually built inside of your Google My Business as well, okay? So that is a very important property because it's Google's citation or directory site, right? If you come on down, we have Crunchbase. All right, we're listed over there. Then we have our Facebook, and then we're listed on this website here, Paste Magazine. I'm not even sure what that is, but it has our information on it. Okay, it's another directory site back to us. And then we're over here on Bright Local, on Pinterest, Trustpilot. Here's another press release over on einnews.com, Twitter, Clutch, Glassdoor, and we can just keep going down and down and down, and we're just all over the place, right?
So the point of this is a couple things, guys. One, this builds your credibility with Google and helps your keyword rankings, right? But think about this too. A lot of you guys are doing direct mail or doing Facebook ads or different marketing efforts to try and get leads. If you're sending that direct mail out and someone goes to Google you, what does it look like when they're Googling your brand name? This is something that is so crucial to building your online reputation, not just for the sake of how Google views you, but how leads and prospects view you. If you're spending thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to send out direct mail, but you don't have a credible online reputation, you're kind of, I hate to say shooting yourself in the foot there a little bit, but you are just a bit. So that's why we want to jump in to your Google My Business today. For us as digital marketers, your GMB is the foundation. It is the first thing, the must have. as far as improving your online presence, improving your rankings, and trying to get more leads, which is what we're all here for. More leads, more money, right? So Jace, will you is there anything else you want to add to that? And if not, can you kick us off on, if you don't have your Google My Business claimed, what the heck do you do?
No, I mean, I think just the only other thing I wanted to add was, like you were saying, a lot of investors are sending out direct mail, or maybe you're doing Facebook ads, PPC, stuff like that. But it's especially direct mail. You know, you're listing your website, you're listing your company name on that piece of direct mail. Okay, there are going to be some people that go directly to the website, all right? But the majority of people are going to go and just Google your brand name. They want to see who you are, okay? And if you do not have a good branded search, like if you don't have that brand presence, your Google My Business doesn't pop up, your website doesn't pop up, okay, people are just going to get lost. They're not going to think you're reputable, all right? Any big company, and you search their business on Google, they're going to pop up, and there's going to be a whole lot of things that pop up for them: press releases, articles, social properties. That's all got to pop up for you to look like the authority in your area. So yeah, let's jump into the Google My Business. So if you do not have, and actually let me share my screen again. If you do not have the Google My Business, to where when you are searching your brand name, you have this knowledge graph over here on the right hand side. You do not have it. We're going to show you how to kind of set that up here. All right. And you can also check, all right, by first off signing into your Google account that you use all the time. Okay. And if you go to google.com/business, okay, you're going to see a screen like this. Okay. And if you are, actually, you just hit manage now, and I think this will work. Let me see here. Actually, I already have it pulled up here. So if you click on manage now or sign in, and you already have your location in here, it's going to pop up, open a window, and it's going to have all of your locations in there, which most of you will have just one location. That means you already have a Google My Business. Now, it might not be verified. You do want to verify it by sending out the postcard that they have in there, or sometimes they have a phone verification if you're lucky, okay, because that's the easy one. All right. But if you click on this and you have nothing in there, you're going to see a screen like this, okay, where
Hang
it
on,
says,
guys, if you're watching this and you don't have your Google My Business claimed, pull up a second tab, like slide over another tab, and go through this step by step. Jason's going to show you every single step to do so you can take action in moving your business forward right now. Don't try to come back to this video. We're here. Let's take 10 minutes just to knock this out and get it done and do something to move your business forward. So pull another tab open side by side. He's going to show you every single step that you need and how to fill it out. Let's knock this out and get it done and start moving your business forward. Sorry, go ahead, Jace.
Yeah, no problem. And once again, this was google.com/business. Okay. Now, I'm just going to walk you through it, making some dummy information here, but this is how you would do it. So type in your business name. Let's just do Jason, or Jason Buys Houses, right? And you can see it's trying to find different places or different businesses that are already on here. So sometimes if you're doing a search, you might already see that, you know, maybe Google made your Google My Business for you already just by pulling information off the web, and you didn't even realize it. Well, then you can click on it, you can go through the prompts, and you can actually claim it, okay? But most of you will not have anything on there. So you're going to create a business with this name. All right, so click on that. And this will pop up here. So there is your business name and your business category. Now, you're always going to want to select real estate consultant. Now, if you see here, there's a lot of different real estate options. There's agent, agency, school, attorneys, surveyor, appraiser, developer. A lot of guys pick developer. You don't want to do that. If you go on Google and search around, you're going to find that everybody is a real estate consultant. So you want real estate consultant. That's what Google wants. Okay. So we're going to hit next. All right. And do you want to add a location customers can visit? Okay, so we're going to hit next. A little feedback there.
Sorry, that was my fault.
All right.
I was checking on the comments. We have some coming through, so I was checking to see, but you're good. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no problem. All right. So do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or office? Now, I will tell you guys that this layout that you're seeing right now might be different than what you're seeing on your screen, because I did this last night as kind of like a little practice, and it was a totally different layout. It was basically the same flow, but it might look slightly different on your screen. So just so you know, okay?
If it does and you get stumped, just drop a comment and we'll answer that. So no problem on there.
Yeah. And this part is actually pretty important, all right? Because here's the thing. You have an option of showing your address on Google, or you can hide it, okay? Now, there are a lot of people that have questions about using their home address for their business, and they don't want their home address showing, okay? What I have to say to that is you do have ranking benefits if your address is showing. So it is beneficial if it's showing, but I totally understand if you don't want to, okay? Now, the thing is, if you're using your home address to sign up for Google, okay, that is the same address you want to use for all of your other citations and properties and directory sites like the Yelp, Yellow Pages, Manta, Bing, those types of things. Now, those websites have their own set of rules, and a lot of them do not have the option of hiding your address. So even if you're hiding it on Google, there's a pretty good chance your address is going to be out there on those other websites. So if you really, 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 really want to hide your address, okay, you're going to need a different address to register your Google My Business on. And that's something we can kind of help you out with, because there's different options. You can use like co-working spaces or virtual offices, you know, different types of mailboxes out there. Some are better than others. You know, you're not supposed to use like a PO box at a UPS store, but I see people do it and it still works. So there's different things, you know, that you can do, and we can always help you out with that if you send us a message. Okay, but let's kind of go through this here. All right, and let's select yes. Do you want to add a location? All right, because I do like showing the address. I feel like it helps it rank better. You're going to get a pin on Google Maps when people are searching. Okay, so let's just put in a false address here. I have no idea what this is, but let's just select it. All right, and a lot of times this will pop up as well. So Google will try to go out and find something similar to your business at that address that you just put. If it's nothing near what, or has nothing to do with the business, just say it doesn't match. Hit next. Do you provide deliveries or home office visits? Now this goes kind of hand in hand with hiding the address again, okay? And let's see, for example, if you visit or deliver to your customers, you can let them know where you are willing to go. So if you do not provide deliveries, which we don't in this kind of thing, or home, well, we do, because we're going to their address. So we're going to hit yes. And then add the areas that you serve. Okay. Now you do not want to get crazy with this. A lot of times I just honestly leave it blank, because here's the thing, Google Maps, I mean, this is what this is, Google My Business. It's a proximity algorithm. Okay. So it's completely different than your organic rankings. All right. Google is going to show people your listing. Okay. Show people that are closest to your listing. Okay. So if you are, you know, if you're using an address that is like 45 minutes or an hour outside of the target area that you're trying to actually buy houses in, you're going to have a very hard time ranking in that actual area, because you're 45 minutes away. You're an hour away. Okay. Google's going to put or show the people that are closer to that searcher, than you, unless you have a super strong authority brand and entity that just outranks everybody. But that can be very, very difficult. Okay. So we're just going to leave this blank right now because we can always update it later. All right. And then here's your contact information. Now, for your contact phone number, you're going to want to use the business phone number that you have for the business. Don't put a cell phone here. Use your business phone number and put your website URL in here. Now, I'm not going to go to the next step because the next step is actually going to be the next one is the verification, where it sends out like the postcard. Doing the postcard is going to be what 99% of you do. If you get very, very lucky, you will get a phone verification where they send a text, or sometimes it's even an email verification, but most of you will not get that. Most of the time you have to just send out the postcard. But that's it. That's all it takes. Just sign up for your Google My Business. Once you go through that, you ask for the postcard. It actually lets you sign in, and then you can start filling out a whole bunch of information, like your hours. You can upload your logo, your photos, add a business description, add your products. You can add all of that, and all of that will show after you get verified, of course. But this is a very, very simple process. But if you do have questions about it or you get stumped on something, please always reach out to us. We can always help you out with that.
So Jace, give them a little bit of a timeline from the time that they complete filling out this page. How long does it usually take for the postcard to show up? And then how much time do they have from when they receive the postcard to go back in and put in that information to become verified? Because it is time sensitive.
It is time sensitive, but it usually takes, I know what Google says. It says it's about 5 business days for them to send out the postcard. Okay. And sometimes you actually get it within 2 days, and sometimes it takes 2 weeks. So be patient with it. It can be kind of annoying at times, because, every address is a little bit different. They look at things differently. Like a UPS box might not even get a letter. You might have to call Google because they don't technically like UPS boxes. But if you do your home address for the verification, you're going to get it like in 2 days. They look at all that information. They look at information that's already out there on the internet. So if you're using a business phone number that already has history, it's already out there. Maybe you're using an old website that has age to it. Google can look at all that in just a matter of seconds and give you a different verification process.
Google is requiring me to submit a verification video for my home address. Jace, what do you want to say to that? That is a great question, first of all. Thank you for asking that, because I guarantee you someone else is also dealing with that same thing.
Yeah. Adam, so that is kind of odd that you're getting that for a home address. Usually that happens with different types of addresses, but if that's the case, yeah, it's not a very hard process. I've had to do it before with one other client, and basically I believe you're probably already talking with them by email. That's how you're getting it. But basically you just set up a phone call with them. They give you they basically FaceTime me, and, well, I was with the client at the time. They FaceTimed us, and they basically just looked at our a couple different business items that we had. I think it was the LLC paperwork that we had in our hand, and a couple other things. We had the business logo, like a big magnet on the side of the vehicle. Weird things like that. Especially for this kind of business, that's kind of weird that they're doing that. But yeah, I mean, it's not a terribly hard process.
Awesome question. If anyone else is stuck on claiming their GMB, because stuff like this happens all the time and it's really easy to get tripped up on it and then just to kind of push it off, because who wants to deal with this when it's right? You've got leads calling you, you've got houses to go out to see. Who wants to try and schedule a phone call? But it's super easy. If you do get them on the phone, it takes just a couple minutes and they're just going to want to see a few things to verify it's you. It threw us off too. We had not had that happen, and it was probably within the past year that they did that phone call verification with us. So things are always shifting and changing in the world of Google. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add on claiming your GMB?
I don't think so. Claiming it is not the hard part. The hard part is, well, not the hard part, but a lot of people just get lazy with filling it out completely. Okay. Yeah. Once you get it verified, just take some time, take 30 minutes, take an hour, fill out everything inside that.
Don't go too far ahead. Come on now. Don't give away all the goods.
Hey.
We got to cover something next week still.
Well, we got plenty.
Which is exactly what we're going to do.
Next week,
we're going to dig into, okay, now that your GMB is claimed, how do you bolster that profile? How do you make it ideal for leads? How do you make it ideal for ranking? And what can you do to really stand out against your competition? So we will dig into that. But first, we want to get you guys verified so that way you can get in and actually do those things. Okay, so if you're just now joining us, we mentioned earlier, this is a new thing we're doing every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We don't know what the heck to call this thing. If you have ideas, put it in the comments. But the biggest thing that we're going to do with this is obviously an action item every week. This action item this week is making sure your Google My Business is claimed. If you complete the task during the week and comment that you've done it, you will be entered for a drawing for a giveaway. Every week, we're going to give away a press release, which is a professionally written write-up on your company that gets syndicated across top news sites. It's great for your authority. It builds out your online reputation, and it gives you something to build a credibility banner on for your website. So if you already have your Google My Business claimed and you're like, well, crap, I want to be entered in this giveaway, but I've already done this work, just drop a comment and say your Google My Business is already claimed and throw a link so we can go check it out and get a feel for where you guys are at with your Google My Businesses. So that's one way to enter. If you've already claimed your GMB, comment that you've already done it and give us a link to your GMB so we can check you out. If you do the action item and you submit to receive your postcard to verify your Google My Business, drop a comment and say, set up and waiting on my postcard or waiting on my phone call or whatever it is that you're waiting for, whatever it said in the setup, drop a comment and say, started the process, waiting on my postcard. That'll get you entered to win. Or the third way, if you are stuck, just like waiting on a video call, you're stuck and you need help, drop a comment that says, I'm stuck, somebody help me. And that will also get you into the giveaway drawing for this week, again, for a free press release about your company. We have one more comment. Did you see that one, Jace?
Yes. From Trudy. I'll put the comment here on the screen.
Nice.
All right. And Trudy, don't think your Facebook is broken there. That's actually a Facebook privacy thing where they don't allow the photo. All right. But you said,
by the way, girl, we talk about you all the time.
Yeah, you said, I think it's interesting that you said not to necessarily put cities on your location. I think I have 10 of them, but totally valid points because I do live 30 minutes from my actual target. Okay. So here's the thing. Every situation is a little bit different. And that's like one of the biggest things with SEO is we always say it depends, right? Every situation is different. And I know, yeah, you are about 30 minutes outside your target area, and you're actually still ranking pretty good. So there's different times where you do want to put those cities on there. It just really depends because like if you're sitting dead in the middle of your target area, a lot of times I don't add those cities because once again, it's a proximity algorithm, and sometimes by adding those different locations and cities, you can muddy up the waters, so to speak. Instead, I just like Google's proximity to be the determining factor. And that's really if you're sitting directly in the middle of where you're trying to target, right? Yours would be yours would probably be one of those times where you would want to add those cities, all right, because you are trying to rank for something a little bit further out, okay, and you don't really want a whole lot of that proximity algorithm to take place. You want to tell Google exactly, yes, I do want to rank, up here in this county or this city. Now, about 30 minutes from your actual target is probably about the furthest you'd want to be. You don't want to be 2 hours away trying to rank for somewhere, right? Because you're just never going to do it. There's too many people that are directly in that target area that are just going to outrank you.
And that's
Google.
something to keep in mind that Jason's hitting on, guys. Talking about an area that's a little bit of a smaller city versus somewhere like Miami or Chicago or Dallas or San Antonio or San Francisco, or these big, huge cities that span a very large area, that proximity is going to matter a lot more than if you're in a smaller region or a smaller city with less population and less competition. If there's less competition for you to rank against, Google will be a little bit more giving as far as that geolocation reference goes, because there's not as much competition around you, so it's a little bit easier to stand out. So what he's saying, at least the way I'm taking it, and tell me if I'm wrong, Jace, a lot of it has to do with how much competition is in your area, how big of the area you're in, and what the population and territory around you is like.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, yeah, every market is different. There's a different amount of competition in every single market. So where there's more people competing for the the same keywords that you're competing for, a lot of times that proximity plays effect, and your overall entity, how many branded signals and ranking signals do you have pointing back to your brand and your Google My Business, how well it's filled out, is going to be that determining factor. So there's a lot of things with it.
There are.
Yeah.
Okay, makes total sense. Thanks for the in-depth explanation. There's one thing we're good at. It's digging in and over-explaining sometimes. We'll get better at that for you guys. Okay, I think, let me take my notes. I did make notes because your girl likes to talk.
Yes, she does.
Hey, be nice. You know what? When you get this excited about what we get to do and the people that we get to do it for, it's easy to just want to yak your head off. Another thing I do want to kind of just tease is these Wednesday mornings that we're going to be doing with you guys. It's not just going to be us. Once we cover a baseline of some digital marketing basics, we have some guest speakers that are lined up that are, I don't want to give too much away, but they are absolute powerhouses. They're authorities in different areas of supporting your business, whether it be PPC and ads, direct mail, people actually flipping, buying, renting, whatever it is. We're going to start bringing those folks into this group to even better serve you outside of just some of your digital needs too. So this has been a long time coming, which is probably why I hate to say diarrhea of the mouth, but this is something we've wanted to do for you guys for so long, to bring more value back to you. So we're just really excited to finally be able to roll it out and get it going. So again, enter the giveaway for the press release. Either one, your Google My Business is already claimed to give us a link. Two, you completed the action steps while watching this video. Or three, you're stuck and you need help, and we will jump in, we'll message you, we'll set up a time to call you, whatever you need to move that needle forward. Also, if you want to help us name whatever the heck this thing is going to be, drop a comment with some inspiration for us, and if we choose your name or inspired by your name, we'll send you a Visa gift card for your help. So I think that is it for now. Jace, you got anything else?
No. I mean, do you want to tell them a couple of the names that we came up with?
No, they're horrible.
Okay.
We were messing around with the idea of like Wednesday rush hour or Wednesday power hour, like nothing that was rocking my world, nothing that, I don't know, does this group justice. So if there's something that you can think of that encompasses who you are as real estate investors, what we're accomplishing by taking a small action every week to move your business forward, and continuing to support and grow this group, like get creative, be as fun as you want. We just want something really catchy that you guys look forward to. So drop your ideas in the comments. Was there any idea that I missed that you had liked? I'm scared. No?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
We only came up with like 3, so
You
we
guys are
need to
more creative.
brainstorm a little bit.
You guys are more creative. We'll let you help us name this little brainchild for us. So, also, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say give us ideas of other content that you want, but we've got a couple things planned out for you for the next few weeks. And so from there, we'll kind of spin off based on how you guys respond to what we're teaching and training on. So anyways, I'm rambling at this point. So are you a little bit.
No, this was fun. This was fun. But yeah, I mean, any kind of content ideas or questions that you have, whatever you want to see, we can try to make it happen, of course.
Yeah.
Over the shoulder stuff where we're building stuff, we can do some of that on here. But anything you want us to talk about or answer, whatever, leave a comment. We can help you out with it.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. Episode 1 of whatever we're going to call this thing is on the books. Take your action steps, move your business forward, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bye, guys.
See you guys.